10 worst seaside towns in the UK. When we think of British seaside towns, we imagine candyfloss, arcades, fish and chips on the pier, and sunny strolls along the promenade. But not every coastal town delivers that charming experience. Some are stuck in the past, struggling with decline, high street closures, and rough-around-the-edges reputations. Still, even the roughest towns have their silver linings, communities trying to rebuild, scenic coastlines, or hidden local gems. So, which towns have fallen furthest from their seaside glory? Let's dive into the 10 worst seaside towns in the United Kingdom and explore where it all went wrong and what could still go right. 10. Southend-on-Sea, Essex. Southend-on-Sea sounds like the perfect escape. After all, it boasts the longest pleasure pier in the world and a rich maritime history. But dig beneath the surface and you'll find a town that's been struggling with rising crime rates, economic hardship, and a high street in decline. Some parts feel forgotten, with shuttered shops and a lack of green spaces dampening the family-friendly appeal. That said, the seaside resort is trying. Southend became a city in 2022, and its Adventure Island theme park still attracts thousands during summer. Local councils have pledged millions to improve infrastructure. It's not down and out, but it's definitely down. Did you know? Southend Pier is so long, 1.34 miles, that it has its own train service. 9. Fleetwood, Lancashire. Once a proud fishing port with a vibrant market, Fleetwood now feels eerily empty. The high street is often deserted, and economic decline has left behind a trail of underused buildings. It's peaceful, yes, but also depressingly still, like a place stuck in limbo. Still, Fleetwood has potential. Its wide beaches offer fantastic views of the Irish Sea, and the historic tram that runs to Blackpool is a unique experience. Regeneration projects, including plans for new housing and business zones, are in progress. Locals are hopeful, but the town still ranks as one of the worst places to live in the United Kingdom. 8. Great Yarmouth, Norfolk. Once a jewel of the Victorian seaside boom, Great Yarmouth today suffers from what many call coastal decay. The piers have lost their lustre, and the amusement arcades are tired. Visitor reviews mention poor facilities, dated attractions, and a nightlife that's more sleepy than seaside buzz. Yet, Great Yarmouth still has some tricks up its sleeve. Its long, sandy beach is undeniably beautiful, and events like the Maritime Festival remind people of its rich history. There's a nostalgic charm if you squint hard enough, but for many, the visit ends with the thought, it could be so much more. Did you know? Great Yarmouth once had the second busiest fishing port in the UK. 7. Blackpool, Lancashire. Blackpool divides opinion like few other towns. For some, it's a nostalgic escape full of cheesy fun. For others, it's a shadow of its former self. Problems like drug use, street crime, and poor housing conditions have made headlines for years. Despite all its bright lights, the darkness isn't hard to spot. But Blackpool is fighting back. The local council is pumping millions into redevelopment, including upgrades to the promenade and tram system. And let's not forget, Blackpool's tower and illuminations are still world famous. It may be down, but its spirit is anything but dull. Did you know? The Blackpool illuminations stretch for over 6 miles and date back to 1879. 6. Clacton-on-Sea, Essex. Clacton once offered city escapees a refreshing seaside retreat. Today, it sits awkwardly between past charm and present decline. Youth unemployment is high. Jaywick nearby remains England's most deprived area, and antisocial behaviour discourages repeat visits. Yet Clacton refuses to be forgotten. Its sandy beaches remain a summertime draw, and its Victorian pier is being refurbished to welcome new visitors. Town deal funding of over £20 million is on the table to reshape its future. There's still time for a comeback, but the clock is ticking. 5. Skegness, Lincolnshire. Skegness is loud, brash, and unashamedly budget. But that charm wears thin when you start counting the boarded-up shops, and worn-down B&Bs. The promenade feels more pound shop than pleasure resort, and visitors complain of long queues, poor customer service, and overflowing bins. Yet, Skegness draws loyal families year after year. Why? Because it's affordable, family-friendly, and full of simple pleasures. Butlins Skegness is thriving, and efforts are underway to clean up the town's image. With more attention to quality, Skeggy could one day shed its place on this list. 4. Bognor Regis, West Sussex. In the 1920s, King George V famously recovered in Bognor, leading to its Regis designation. Fast forward a century, and Bognor feels like it's nursing a hangover from the past. The beach is pleasant, but uninspiring. The town centre lacks flair, and the cultural scene is minimal at best. Still, not all is bleak. Bognor has invested in arts and youth programmes and still benefits from its location on the south coast. The Butlins Resort here offers well-maintained accommodations and indoor fun, keeping at least part of the tourism economy afloat. With more vision, Bognor could recapture some of its faded glory. 3. Bournemouth-on-Sea, Somerset. Bournemouth-on-Sea has a wide, flat beach and very little else. It's been called Britain's longest low tide for a reason. Pollution concerns, lack of entertainment, and disappointing dining options mean many tourists don't return. The town's infrastructure hasn't kept pace with modern expectations. But there is charm here. The iconic low wooden lighthouse is a photographer's dream, and the town offers a relaxed base for exploring nearby Exmoor or Cheddar Gorge. It's peaceful, but that peace often feels more like stagnation. Burnham needs investment, not just in attractions, but in energy. 2. Mablethorpe, Lincolnshire. Step into Mablethorpe and you're stepping back into a British seaside holiday from decades past. With its faded arcades, neon signs, and modest high street, the town feels frozen in the 1970s. While there's a certain nostalgic charm to be found, visitors often note that the amusements are dated, the shops lack variety, and the energy is subdued. The population has been gradually declining, and like many coastal towns, Mablethorpe faces challenges with seasonal work, limited investment, and fewer attractions aimed at younger generations. Yet for a particular crowd, this simplicity is exactly the appeal. It's a quiet, affordable place for pensioners, dog walkers, and nature lovers. The wide flat beach is perfect for long strolls, and the nearby Saltfleetby Theddlethorpe Dunes National Nature Reserve offers a chance to spot seals and rare bird life. In summer, caravan parks bring in loyal visitors looking for peace rather than pizzazz. However, for families in search of entertainment or nightlife, Mablethorpe can feel underwhelming. It's more a place to unplug than party. Local councils have hinted at regeneration plans, but for now, Mablethorpe remains a low-key retreat with a lot of heart, but little hustle. 1. Bangor, Wales. Bangor might just have one of the most enviable locations in Wales, perched on the Menai Strait with sweeping coastal views, just a stone's throw from the breathtaking Snowdonia National Park. The town is also home to a historic Victorian pier that stretches gracefully into the sea, offering panoramic views and peaceful seaside strolls. Sounds perfect, right? Unfortunately, the reality on the ground tells a different story. Despite its natural advantages, Bangor struggles with a lacklustre town centre. Many shops are shuttered, cultural events are rare, and the high street feels tired and uninspired. These factors contributed to its bottom-tier ranking in the latest Which survey of seaside towns. The atmosphere, especially outside university terms, is often described as flat and uneventful. That said, Bangor does show glimpses of promise. The university injects a youthful energy during the academic year, and the surrounding nature is undeniably stunning. But as a full-fledged seaside holiday destination, Bangor simply doesn't deliver the excitement or variety that most tourists seek, making it more of a pit stop than a holiday hotspot. Thanks for sticking with us through the 10 worst seaside towns in the UK. Every town on this list has potential, and many are working hard to improve. Don't cancel your travel plans, just do your homework. Like, comment, and subscribe for more honest guides to the best and worst of Britain. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.